Yo dudes, what's up? Welcome to the channel. Might be a little bit dark today on the ISO front, just because it is, well, kind of crappy outside. It's one day before my vacation. Yesterday it was 70. Today it's like, I think high 40s, but it's just been real poopy outside today. And apparently we're going to get snow again tomorrow. Now, I understand. Oh, hey, I'm just some guy. If you're new here, welcome, welcome. If you're not new here, whoa, you know the drill. Welcome back. So, I've lived in Ohio all my life, and I understand fake springs. But I just wish that it wasn't, like, so drastic, right? Like, go to 70... dip back down to like mid 50s, go back up to 70, do whatever you gotta do, and then just like kind of keep it reasonable, right? These shifts from like mid 70s to like 30s and snow, just not doing it, man. So I had a meeting with my doctor, with my podiatrist yesterday. He said my feet are coming along. We got some orthotics. He gave me some ortho sandal suggestions. So, because I told him, I'm like, I realized in the summertime, I don't like shoes. I usually wear sandals, like the dad sandals, the strappy sandals, like all summer long. Like once snow stops coming, until snow comes around again, I'm going to wear sandals. It's my favorite type of foot covering. So he gave me some brands of some orthopedic sandals. So I've got to go check those out. Also, something that is weird to me. So I was talking to the podiatrist and stuff like that yesterday. And they're like, oh, your insurance doesn't cover, the custom fit molded to your feet orthotics. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Not a big deal. And I guess maybe like to me, like I feel like, custom made stuff is going to be a bit more expensive, right? When Jonas eventually watches this, random earplugs that you get from Walmart are going to be on a different caliber from literal earplugs that are molded to your ear to fit like airtight or whatever. And you would expect to pay a bit more, right? But when they told me, they're like, oh, we got payment plans. Like we got payment plans for these. I'm thinking, bro, this stuff's going to be really expensive. Yeah, it's only like $250. I figure when insurance doesn't cover stuff and they got payment plans, like that stuff's going to be up there. So I just paid for it. And then when the doctor's like, yo dog, here's these sandals that are good for your feet and they're good quality. He's like, but go try them on. And then, scour the internet to see if you can find them cheaper. I'm thinking, running shoes and stuff like that. I looked at some shoes early on. They're like $500-600. When Naz is watching this, Balenciaga shoes are like, $4,000 for a pair of shoes. I'm thinking, oh, these are going to be expensive. Go online. They're like $75. And I don't know if I'm just out of touch, but I feel like, yeah, if I go to Walmart and get a pair of sandals for $25, but that's Walmart sandals for $25. That ain't a big deal, right? So, whenever I hear, man, these are like custom-made things, I was, expecting a lot more. So I don't know. And I always feel like shoes shoes are always like kind of expensive, right? Because like you want to buy a good pair of shoes. Like one thing, like my dad always told me, he's like, don't skimp on the price of your shoes, because you're going to be up and walking. I mean, joke's on him. I wasn't for like 4 years, which is why I am where I am. But, he's like, don't skimp on the price of your shoes because you're always standing, you're always walking. That's important. He's like that. A good pair of shoes, helps with your back, all of your stuff, And so, like, I always in my head was like, well, I get a good pair of shoes, like, every so often, Because, like, I think my Doc Marten boots, the hiking boots that I got, were like $300 or something like that. So, and I got those for the first time I went to Japan. No, I got it for the second time I went to Japan. Because the first time I went to Japan, I was not prepared in the shoes that I had for all the walking that I did. So when I went back the second time, I was fully prepared with good shoes and plenty of, crotch powder. So, I felt like it was a reasonable price. And if you think about it, an expensive pair of shoes, a good expensive pair of shoes, I mean, if you wear those every day, which, if you're leaving the house, you probably are. If you break that down, like, you pay $300 for a pair of shoes. Let's say you go outside 300 days out of the year. That's $1 a day for shoes. And probably chances are they're going to last you for more than a year, right? So then that's just an even better investment, right? Invest in your feet. Invest in your feet and invest in what you eat. Which yesterday, I actually forgot to eat. So today, I got to make sure that I eat. I didn't it wasn't like a thing where I was like, I ate some chicken wings over the weekend, so I don't want to eat today. I was busy with work, and then I just kind of went to sleep early and just forgot. I've been really getting into so I started some Coursera classes on machine learning, and so I've just been getting real deep. Oh, I watched anime with Jonas yesterday too. And then I was going to eat after I was done, and then I just watched some of the course videos and stuff like that, and then I fell asleep. So I just forgot to eat yesterday, so it's not a big deal. Just on our way to 268 this week, right? Found out in the comment sections from Silly Dogs that water, on average, is you drink 32 ounces of water. Something math. Oh, through sweat and pee, you lose 1K something math. Anyways, 7 pounds potentially in a day of water weight, which, I mean, I can completely understand. Get a lot of salt in you, blowed up. I know that Diet Pepsi does that to me a lot, because I'll drink a 2 liter Diet Pepsi, and then I just don't pee for 2 days, and then it's just all day. So that's probably what it was. So, mystery solved. And fun fact. But that's 10 minutes. Today, we talked about shoes. But I do agree with, what my dad said. I think the shoes and like certain things that you use on a regular basis always go that extra mile to get the best you can. You know, you skimp on things like that, and it's just not going to be good for you, right? Let me see here. I'm going to turn this ISO up for the... Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing up here? All right, there we go. No. ISO. I figure out math today, and I figure out how to set my ISO on the fly. There we go. Okay. So, I'm bad at math. I'm bad at setting my ISO settings on the fly while I'm recording. But I'm good at telling you, if you like this content, like, favorite, subscribe, comment down below. If you dislike it, because I don't care. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, homies. Peace out.